Hello, my name is Akasia Reddig. Today I'm going to be giving a presentation on Nike. It's going to be an extended executive summary. So Nike is a well-established sports apparel company. They're pretty well established in the industry in general. They are the top dog as of right now. Their strengths are their brand recognition. They are very recognizable. Most people globally will know who Nike is, as well as innovation. They're very innovative. They like to come out with new products and new things for athletes to try out. Like I said earlier, they are currently the market leader. Their two biggest rivals are going to be Adidas and Under Armour, who are also sports apparel companies. Those two companies, they excel in innovation as well, but also in diverse product lines. That is one thing that Nike does struggle with a little bit, is their diversity in products. So Nike is a sports apparel company, but they do excel and specialize in footwear. So they usually put their best foot forward in their footwear line. Adidas was named top athletic shoe in 2016. So in order for Nike to stay relevant in their footwear and continue to make that one of their best revenues, they will need to get their research and development team to collaborate with their design team to create a top-notch footwear that will compete with the other big footwears in the industry, for example, Adidas. They must continuously release footwear that will beat out competition. This is no longer just a, hey, we think this is cool. This is, we have to compete in order to stay on top. They must live up to having the best footwear because that's what they are known for. So in order for that to happen, they must, bump up what they're doing, come out with new designs, maybe new colorways, just make their shoe the best shoe possible so that the other companies don't have a chance. Another recommendation in the summary is they need to bump up their online presence and social media. Right now, social media influencers are all the rave when it comes to marketing. Social media is cost effective and cheaper than most typical options when it comes to marketing, so it would be really smart for Nike to get into this deep. They would reach many demographics because you can pick the influencers that you would like to work with. So you can meet with children, you can meet with the teenagers, the older generation, whoever you're trying to market to, whatever shoe, whatever clothing item, that can get out there, and it's definitely cheaper. This would save the company money, and it would gain customers in one swoop, just like the Nike symbol. Another place where Adidas beats out Nike is with budget conscious consumers. Nike is pretty expensive. They don't really have a budget-friendly line. Adidas does come in a little lower in cost, and some millennials prefer that because they are struggling with money right now. So by adding in social media marketing, they could use those lower marketing costs and create a budget-conscious line that will appeal to more people and more generations. The more affordable your line is, or your clothing or shoes, the more likely people are to buy it, especially with Nike, because they are such a well-established company. People will buy whatever they sell. So even at that lower end cost, you're going to gain more consumers who maybe would take a second thought before buying because of the price. Next, underrepresented sports and global expansion is another way that's going to help Nike just keep its top spot in this market and industry. If they were to work with sports that are not typically in the public eye, they would reach new fans and a whole new demographic that they didn't even know was possible. For examples, lacrosse, rowing, rugby, archery, or fencing. Now, rugby is popular in other countries other than America or the US, so they may have that market already. But what they need to do is expand on it. Make it really known that they are supporting all of that. On the other hand, with their global expansion, Nike is really known in Asia. What they should do is work with other countries for the Olympics. The Tokyo Olympics are happening this summer. If they could get in with these countries for sponsorships, any kind of uniform, something like that, you're going to get a good grip on the global demographics. You're going to see so many more fans. You're going to have that much more revenue because you were catering to more countries and more sports, which means more people in general. Now, Nike is not one company that is always seen as ethical. This is their mission statement. It states, Nike exists to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Our purpose is to move the world forward through the power of sport, breaking barriers and building community to change the game for all. If you have a body, you are an athlete. This is a great statement. It's very inclusive. It's about community. It's about change. So in that instance, Nike does follow a little bit of a Christian worldview. They are working towards the greater good of society. They follow a purpose. They keep that in mind with their main goals within the company as to progress the world through sport and be ethical. Even though they've had issues in the past, which would be conflicts with a Christian worldview, they're not always known for treating their factory workers, the best. And they have fell under some discrimination against women in the office as well as their athletes that they are sponsoring. Women did not always get the same treatment. So unfortunately, in those instances, Nike does not follow a Christian worldview because they are not completely ethical. They don't follow, what God has intended all the way through. Now, Nike is not a religiously affiliated company, so we couldn't expect them to really follow a solid Christian worldview. However, they do have some aspects that would align, and then also some aspects that would be conflicting. That was the end of my presentation. I hope you got a good grip on what Nike should do in order to keep their wide margin in the market and and command the industry lead. Also, they are not the most Christian-friendly company, but they are still working towards the greater good. Thank you.